made me choose a life of overlanding? I guess I've always just had this deep-seated longing for adventure and to explore. I've always wanted to be a treasure hunter, funnily enough. I don't know, just as a kid, those were the sorts of movies I would watch. I would play video games like Uncharted. I've always just wanted to go deep into the jungles and find relics and just explore long forgotten places that kind of Western civilization has forgotten. And I think for me, overlanding is the closest I can get to that and still bring my family, bring my own vehicle. That's what lights me up inside, is the adventure. And as an overlander, I'm actually always trying to go to the hardest to reach, most seldom visited places. I've never seen myself as a tourist. I've always seen myself as an adventurer, and to overland really gives me the privilege of being able to do that. Sand in the eyes. Let's go down. You have so much sand in your nappy. Show, buddy.
Alright, so got the GoPro.
Dust.
Yeah. Do you want me to pack your lens?
Yeah, sure. I really liked shooting with this yesterday, so I might be actually getting the hang of the telephoto.
Okay. She's sand everywhere.
Okay.
So I think Wiki, like yesterday on satellite, was quite a good.
So we've got that one from 2019, which I've marked as purple on Guru.
Okay.
So it's looking like we've got a lot of dunes to navigate that way. And we don't have the fuel to zigzag like we did yesterday.
I'll do my best to help.
Hopefully she starts fine today. So I'm still having a few issues with the low range, that like engagement gear. So I'm just going to try and stick into high range as much as I can today, and only go into low range when I need to, or like when we're about to be bogged, or if I need to go really slowly and have that have the gear to my advantage. Wow, so I think this is where it's going to start getting difficult with our route finding. We're already crossing this sort of sea of dunes which must have shifted over the years. It looks like these camels in the distance.
The more challenging aspect of our overlanding journey, I think by far the builds. It doesn't look like it when you watch it on YouTube, but they are definitely the most difficult because we came all the way from Australia to Sweden. We didn't know anyone, didn't know the language. We had no idea what we're getting ourselves into. This build was so much harder. We bought this vintage motorhome we were living out of, and it took longer than we thought as well. It took us 8 months, which was not so long when you think about it, but when you live in such a small space with a growing toddler, Chris was doing the build, I was managing Oakley on my own. It was a lot more challenging. Going to the gym to have a hot shower, like all this kind of thing adds up. So it was getting cold. We were just like looking forward to traveling, and it's crazy to think that a year ago we started the build and now we're in the Sahara Desert. It's just blown my mind, but it's just so worth it. So it's always what you have to keep in your mind. It's just so worth it. And now that we're traveling, I guess with Oakley, he's 2 years old, it is hard to travel with a toddler. He's always having some tantrums and you constantly have to adjust and adapt for his needs, because he's important, obviously, to us. So we're stopping a lot of the time, filming a movie as well with the Toddler's Challenge. So I think the most important thing with the overlanding journey is to adapt. Every day will be different. You just have to adapt to whatever obstacle you've got that day. Okay, so it looks like we're going back to the Oued. That looks a little bit steep going down. Oh yeah, quite steep. Easy. Maybe a bit soft in the Oued. Yesterday or not? Not too bad. Cool.
Bring on all of it in the truck. Wow, some old Berber ruins. I wonder if this is where they had some livestock or something. Oh, very cool. Alright, let's see if we can find a track out of here. Gosh, these bushes have come out of nowhere, haven't they? There's just no tracks. Kind of heading in the general direction, but look, this is turning into like sand dunes as well. Crazy.
Have a good nap.
It's okay, buddy. You'll be asleep in no time. What made us choose Morocco as an overlanding destination? I guess it's a really good stepping stone from the Western world into more of a third world country. Morocco's got good infrastructure, incredibly friendly people. It is mostly safe, so it's a good place for us to take Oakley without feeling like we're putting his safety in jeopardy. We've got a phenomenal water filtration system on board, so I knew that we could have nice clean water for us and not have to worry about sanitation in that respect. It was also an incredibly easy sort of border experience, crossing on a very short ferry from Spain to Morocco. So it wasn't like some long 8-hour grueling border experience, which is just not nice for Oakley. Like he needs to be outside running around. We don't want to put him in front of a screen for too long. We only give him some like educational videos when we're driving, and we never go more than 2 hours without him getting out of the car, running around, having some proper playtime and proper communication with us. Ange is also native French speaker, and a lot of Moroccans speak French, so I knew that was going to be much easier than going to a country where we didn't speak any of the language at all. And it's so exotic, right? I mean, Morocco is Africa. It's the Sahara. It's everything we want in an adventurous overlanding kind of a destination, and I knew that we could spend up to 3 months here with no issues whatsoever in terms of visas, and then we could quite easily return to Spain and stock back up on our favorite foods and get back into sort of overlanding Europe so easily after Morocco. And Morocco really embodies so much of what we are seeking as overlanders. We've got an amazing culture with the Berber people. We've got different foods. We're in an Islamic country, so it's an entirely new religion. We get to listen to the call to prayer. We have to understand that Ramadan is going on at the moment. It's just so different from what we're used to. And Oakley has the ability to be able to run around exploring new environments in a safe manner. Everyone loves speaking to children, we've found, so that's been really nice. Oakley gets to talk with people from a different culture, and it's just so easy for us to spend as long as we need to in Morocco, up to 3 months with our visa, and then head straight back into Spain and then into Portugal, where it will be, I guess, an easier experience. So it is a fantastic overlanding destination for us as a family.
Hi, Oaks.
Hey Oaks, get a good little nap ski for about an hour. We are going to stop for lunch, and I think we might be able to get out of the wind a little bit. Like a good little spot right by a sand dune. Yay! Alright, yeah, this is looking
Can you
okay.
see them through the window? Just look on your right, there's a big dune there.
Okay. Yes, we do.
Perfectly level.
Aha!
Yay! Alright, we'll get you out, little man.
Do you mind popping your latch? I ate one of your pieces. Change the page. Animals. What's your favorite animal? What's your favorite animal? Is it the
gorilla?
Gorilla. Oh. 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 The penguin. What? Next page.
Well, I'm sorry in advance, your lettuce is looking a little bit not very happy. So I think last day today.
Last day. No more greens.
No more greens.
It's lasted well though.
Yeah.
All good.
Almost ready. You stick yet of your wraps?
They're not so bad. No, not so bad. It's nice having the platform all the way back.
So nice.
Cool.
Got a
Good views. Got all the flies, but we've got good views. But yeah, made pretty good progress before. So
Much faster than yesterday.
I reckon we'll have Oaks playing the sand dune a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then we'll carry on and maybe see if we can get to the biggest dune of the area. Maybe try and camp around there. Yep.
Sounds good.
Ooh, what's that?
Alright, lunch ready.
A V. Thank you.
And mustard here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's that? What's that? A boat! Good boy. What are you having today for lunch?
I'm having the leftover fajitas from last night. Quite easy lunch. Another thing that is hard with overlanding, we've been on the road for 5 years now, so we are used to the lifestyle by now, but it's still a struggle sometimes when you can't have a shower every day, you have to get enough groceries to go off-grid, you have to make sure you don't run out of water, you have to be mindful of your power usage, you have struggles sometimes to get deliveries. So yeah, life on the road is just so different overlanding than just a quick trip like or a holiday. It becomes your lifestyle and you kind of like have to adapt. We don't have a home base as well, which makes it very challenging at times. So yeah, this is our house. Everything we own is inside. We also have to be very minimalist with everything we carry, but yeah, that's the life we chose and we're very happy about it.
Okay, so that's a good little lunch spot. Let's get back towards kind of where we think a track might begin for going alongside towards the tallest dune.
Right. It's gonna like merge over there.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut through here. And hopefully that does it.
Oakley, can you see the camel through the window? Look through the window, camel.
Alright, I reckon we park up here for the night before we get too far away from the desert and too exposed to the wind.
So tricky.
It is, it's a maze. Alright, that looks pretty level. We just left the fan running so the engine has time to cool off.
Yeah, I think we'll put a silver thing on the windscreen.
It's hot. Nice. Alright. Yeah, I don't know.
So it looks like we've done like 110 kilometers so far. We still got another 60k to that oasis that we're aiming for tomorrow. So maybe we push.
I mean, it's pretty exposed here, so it's not like the dunes are offering us much anyway, and it's hot. Too windy to get the awning out safely.
Yeah, maybe we push towards the Lake Eriki. That will be like a bit of a different view that we've had last night.
Yeah.
Will be open, but change of scene.
Yeah, maybe.
It's only 3 p.m. Can do another
Like, seems fine.
hour of driving.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do that. Wow, there's a little baby camel. These ones look wild, Ange. They're not tied up or anything. Oh, amazing. Oh, that's so cool. Look at the little baby. Oakley, there's a baby camel. Oh. Wow. I might end up regretting this, Ange. Might get a face full of sand. Alright, safari mode activated.
Where did we start our overlanding journey in Morocco? So we've been in Morocco now for more than a month, and we started our overlanding journey all the way from Spain, where we took a car ferry from Algeciras to the port of Tangimed in Morocco. And the first destination where we headed to was the famous blue city of Chefchaouen. Although very touristy, we woke up very early in the morning and we had it all to ourselves.
Wow, check that out. It's an old abandoned outpost. It's probably the only place that's
sheltered.
yeah, I reckon everywhere else is just so open.
Yeah,
Should we give that a crack for tonight?
I think so.
Let's do it. Let's poke our noses in.
Does it look like water?
No, that might be tricky, but we've done worse.
There's a few rocks on the side. We're almost there, Betty. No way.
Yes! Hey, this is my first rodeo. Cool.
Good boy. Good boy, this way. Whoa, windy. Alright. Careful, there's some very sharp nails here. To jump up. What's there? Is that a house? Do you think someone lives here? Ugly. Do you want to knock on the door? Come. Do you think there's someone inside? What do we do at the door? Oh, God. Knock, knock, knock. Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. Are you take it home?
Up goes the bed.
Not going.
Yay.
Oh. Yeah, so some of the biggest challenges we've faced while overlanding in Morocco, it would definitely have to be what you would think of kind of as the smaller things, like even just finding a wild camp to sleep at nighttime. In the Atlas Mountains, it's really hard. There's very little flat ground that isn't already taken by a building or something along those lines. There's no sort of free space that's unused, we find, especially in the Atlas Mountains here. So that can be a really challenging aspect, especially when you're tired. You know, Oakley's not so stoked anymore and we kind of need to find a place to stop. Just finding food that we're used to, sort of Western style groceries, is really hard too, because we don't know how to cook Moroccan food, right? We eat sort of, Western style food. So we're kind of after that when we go grocery shopping. And for the majority of Morocco, that's been quite difficult. We've even found it quite hard to find fresh fruit and veggies. A lot of these lesser known places, smaller towns, less frequently visited by travelers, there's often in these grocery stores and in these fresh food markets, there's no refrigeration. So when it's hot, the food's literally rotting out there in the sun. Similar can be said for the butchers as well. They'll often just have the meat hanging in the sun, covered in flies. Might be fine once it's cooked, but it's a bit more than we want to do, if you know what I mean. So yeah, food has been a little bit tricky so far, but it's something that we like the challenge at the same time. Another interesting side of things has been just how many people approach us, sort of wanting something, at first seeming very friendly, opening up conversation with, how are you, where have you come from, where are you going, where are you staying tonight? 99% of the time that ends up in them trying to sell us something, which after a while you start to become a bit jaded, and then you start viewing everyone as trying to sell you something, which isn't great, and it's something that I really try and fight, and it's something we need to get used to as international overlanders, but it is a very real thing. So I have found genuine interaction with locals a little bit trickier than I would have first anticipated. Another one is a lot of begging children, which at first really sort of took us aback, and it was upsetting to see. We later found out the vast majority of these kids are not starving, they don't need food or money. They're actually kind of treating it like a game, and they see Westerners almost as like a challenge to see what they can get out of them. And once you start to notice that, it's much easier to just wave at them while you're driving by, as opposed to stopping and making sure they're okay. When we very first started traveling here in Morocco, we actually ended up giving a few of Oakley's toys away and even a few little sweets, but we were very remote, and these shepherd children really did look like they didn't have a lot, and they were very young. But as we started to get more towards more traveled routes, that's where you could kind of see where the change happened, and that's when we stopped doing anything like that, and a wave and a smile we felt was the better choice in that situation. And lastly, it's just the vast amounts of police and military checkpoints. That's been a real eye-opener. We've felt safe in almost everywhere we've been, but we've not ever been used to traveling in a country that has police checkpoints so frequently, and they are trying to get you for speeding, they're trying to get you for different types of tickets. Usually they wave travelers through, but they do often have speed cameras, the handheld radars, very much in areas where speeding does not look like an issue at all, and a lot of it does seem like revenue generation for the government. Had a few tricky encounters with police, or I should say 2 tricky encounters with police that I won't go into too much, but that was right towards the start of the trip, and since then we've had 99% positive interaction with both the police, the gendarmerie, and the military.
Yes, Sahara.
Go get that. Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Hey, big boy. Hey, big boy. Hey, big boy. Ready for a little biscuit? Look, Oaks. Oaks. It's the sun. The sun's coming up. Hi, sun. See? Hi, sun. God, well, that sucked.
Oh, so much dust.
But at least it's not windy, but man, we're going to be tired today. It's definitely a second coffee day today.
Oh.
But I'm bloody glad for this ruin because that got intense.
Oh, especially that dune spot that we had chosen initially would have been so
It
bad.
would have been bad. All right, at least we know the wind's been open because it's hot. Gosh, yeah, you can see where cars have gone off this track and it's boggy. It's deceptively boggy. Once you break through that surface, I think you would just go down. Yeah, we won't be doing that.
So where did we truly feel we were getting away from civilization and almost like into the start of the Sahara was actually at the start of the TMT, the Trans-Morocco Trail, which was our first off-road adventure. So we started from a little city called Debdu and went all the way, it's kind of like on the northeast section of Morocco. And the start of this track is just like barren lands. Even for us, we're so used to Australian lands where it's just nothing for kilometers, and we didn't expect to find this as well in Morocco. The only thing we came across on this trail was actually herders with animals. There were some like a few camels, some goats, some sheep. So yeah, that was a nice start of Morocco, but definitely I guess the slowest part because there was just not much to see along the way. So we decided to take the Trans-Morocco Trail. It's a 3,500 kilometer trail all around Morocco from the Mediterranean Sea that goes all the way to the Atlantic coast. We're not doing the entire ride, but it's a very popular motorbike journey. And yeah, we were very glad we did, and then we chose to do some other tracks, kind of like going in and off the TMT by doing our own research and wiki luck.
Wow, I can't believe how many fossils were there. That was awesome. Right in the middle of nowhere. This thing handles the corrugation so well, especially being at 5 psi.
It's so slow.
Yeah, it just flies over them. It's awesome. Whereas bows are bouncing all over the ship. Oh, this must be the oasis ahead. It must go down into the dry riverbed with the best backdrop ever. Wow, it's like the United States. Like mesas on top. Whoa. Wow. Wow.
This is insane.
Oh man.
Like,
it's small, but the backdrop.
it's like a postcard. Rocks, palm tree, boom. What a spot, and it looks like there's no one here.
Yeah. Wow.
What does that feel?
Good there. It's good. Hey! Hey, mister. Alright, you'll see soon. Yo! My little ball. Whoa! Good boy. And we've got a big boo boo. And a truck. Boo boo.
Such good views from the camper. I've got like palm trees here and the mountain here. So cool.
Nice breeze.
It's nice as well to have a bit of shade. A bit cooking otherwise.
Yeah, it's only going to get hotter today. We'll check out that well and see if there's any water in it. Put it in Oakley's bath. You can have a little splash today. And Mama and Dada can shower too. Hey!
Coffee ready.
Awesome.
And a bit
So check the well out.
The water in it.
Yeah, quite a lot of water.
Yeah, well, a little bit hot.
Okay, so I think we should get some water for Oach's little paddle bath.
Oh.
I wonder if we can drive a bit closer.
Or if we can hike them.
That would be awesome. It's probably so, you probably got to go all the way around to the other side and then climb back up. Yeah, that's a view, eh? That's why we do this. It was worth the wind and the sand, even though the wind's picking back up.
So worth it.
And there's one of those flat top acacia trees over there. The giraffes would go along.
The breeze is actually nice. Otherwise it'll be cooking.
My back. Oh, did you hear that?
Too much driving.
Too much driving. I need you to stand on my back tonight. All to ourselves too. All to ourselves. And there's a ruin there. Do we travel with other overlanders often? I guess, to be honest, we're relatively introverted as a couple. We're normally kind of seeking these far away, really remote places just to, not necessarily to be on our own, but it sort of just lends itself to that. But I must say, some of our very best friends have actually been met while traveling on the road, so there is really something special about meeting some like-minded people who are on sort of the same road, literally and figuratively, as we are. While here in Morocco, our paths hadn't really crossed any other overlanders for the majority of the trip, but we had heard from a guy called Sai on Instagram. He had started to message us when he arrived in Morocco and even said how it'd be great if our paths crossed and we could meet up. And then on the day we arrived in Mazougou and started to check out the dunes of Erg Chegaga, he just happened to be driving past in this awesome Defender. He stopped, I was making lunch, I think it was, Ange and Oakley were inside playing, and he just came straight up to the truck and was like, "Are you Chris by any chance?" And yeah, we all of us just kind of hit it off straight away. And then we messaged him later that afternoon and kind of wanted to see if he would like to travel around in the dunes together as a little bit of a mini convoy, which he was stoked about. Sai is a great, really interesting guy and a really talented photographer. He's been driving from Hong Kong in his Defender all the way through Central Asia until we met him in Morocco. He's just on a phenomenal journey, and it was just really, really nice to meet up with him and just go on and explore in some of the most beautiful dunes on the planet. We got stuck in Skadi a bit and he gave us a hand. It was a really fun day. And then we were sort of sorry to see him go a few days later. We did a few more adventures together, but that really, I think, really captures the spirit of overlanding, is where you can meet up with other like-minded travelers and just go on a little mini journey together and then sort of part ways, and I'm sure we'll meet up again down the road.
That's what you two things we bought them on the street. Okay.
Guitar. What's next?
Alright. Actually, I might pass these to you. The most important thing.
The boat.
You can take that to the well.
Okay.
Let's chuck it here. Okay, do you want to do the honours?
You go.
Go on. Go on. Careful.
That's a good call, Jack.
Not too much. Yep.
Ah, decent capacity.
Wow.
One
And
more.
again, yep. That's so cool.
Put a bit lace in this one. One more?
Yeah, go on. It's just not that cold.
All right.
Awesome. Oh, it's got little mosquito larvae in it.
Right.
Alright, so, should we carry it?
Sure. Oh, remove the larvae.
Clean, clean, clean.
Our favorite location in Morocco so far? I'd say the off-road track that we took that went through 2 oases. It was remote, we didn't see car for days, and we had this oasis, like stunning, full of palm trees, even some running water through one of them, all to ourselves, and that was such a highlight of our trip. I love when we find this like hidden gem in the middle of nowhere, and as well you have to get a 4x4 to get there, so that removes a lot of the people traveling to Morocco. And the best thing about it is like at the end of this track, you end up at the dune of Erg Chegaga near Mazouga, and these dunes are just stunning. You could see them in the distance as you were approaching, getting taller and taller. Yeah, that's definitely one of the highlights of the trip.
fine. Okay, so we're really low on food now. We've got very little water and we desperately need petrol, so I think it is time to carry on.
But what a spot though. Could have not finished the trip on a better note.
What's some of our favorite aspects of overlanding? God, there's so many. I guess for me especially, it's like the wild campsites that we find at the end of the day in all kinds of different terrain and amazing scenic locations. Nothing really beats, you know, having the stars above you or having the ocean as your backdrop. I just find that really amazing. Another one would be the incredible architecture. Coming from New Zealand, which doesn't have an extensive, rich, long history, I really crave places that have that history, and that's something I can really get with overlanding, looking at the architecture, the history behind things, the military castles, all sort of stuff like that. And the other big one for me would be making new friends with people of all different nationalities and cultures. That's just something that I think is quite hard to beat.
Yeah, especially like-minded people that we've got a lot of things in common. That's quite rewarding. Yeah, for me, I think especially now coming from Australia, but being from Europe, originally from France, going to overlanding countries, especially around in Europe, you get to experience so many different culture, you get to hear different languages. I've always been very into languages. English now is my kind of like second language, but I used to be very fluent as well in Spanish, and I just love hearing other cultures and other languages and trying new cuisine, even though it's a little bit harder with Oakley. We haven't made the most of it yet, but yeah, it's still nice to try something different and be exposed to different things than we are used to back in Australia. And with the wild camping, I think the main thing is just changing views every day. You get to see the sunrise and the sunset in different locations. It's quite special. It makes watching sunrise and sunset even more special. So yeah, I really enjoy that. And like right now, like look at us. We just back in Europe and we're playing with our son on a random Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah,
it's just so nice.
There's something awesome about that. We're in Portugal now, and we're going to just carry on through Europe. Morocco was just amazing. We had such a fantastic time there. There's just nothing quite like it that we've ever experienced, and we can't wait to go back at some stage when this guy's a little bit older. But I think most of all, just the best aspect of overlanding for us, just spending time as a family.
You've got so much time together to watch Oakley grow. Like he's been on the road basically since 3 months old, which is quite crazy.
It is crazy. He's a multicultural, well-explored lad.
Yeah, so yeah, we've got some big plans for the coming year, so hopefully we can
continue.
Make it work, yeah.